So hello and welcome, and we are recording yet another episode of the Athletic Mind Unleashed. And in this podcast, we are both talking about the athletic mindset, all the tools and tips that also regular people can use, and not only athletes, but these are like the tools that are coming from the athlete side. And I have this mission to bring all these tools also in other people's lives, and this is why I talk to other athletes, coaches, experts. And today, a beautiful sunny Barcelona in the middle of November, I have with me Jörg from Austria, and like me, he's also a coach, and he also has like a lot of background in sport. So as you are from Austria, doesn't mean that you will like fall like skis attached to your feet and...
That's correct. Usually you learn to ski before you learn to walk.
Mm-hmm.
I do skiing a little bit, but I was a snowboarder my whole life.
Wow.
So I was more in the snowboarding space.
Because you have all the mountains and Alps and everything, right?
Yes. You know, Austria is known as a skiing holiday country, and Austria is famous for the après ski. This means whenever you are done with your sport, you go immediately to a bar and celebrate the après ski. So that's what Austrians are known for.
Skiing and celebrating.
Yes.
So you grew up skiing, but I also know that later you got into tennis. So how did you switch to this sport?
Well, actually, I played more tennis than I did snowboarding or skiing.
Okay.
I was involved in tennis very big. I played a lot for myself. Then I opened a tennis school, tennis academy.
Wow.
I also worked as a tennis touring coach for junior players. So I traveled around the world with them to play tournaments with them. And this was the first time where I really get involved of this mindset work, because especially in tennis, you are a loser almost every week if your name is not Novak Djokovic or Rafael Nadal or Roger Federer. So we need to find a way to hand its losing and the pressure and still keep going and still keep working to reach some kind of your goals, to grow as a person, grow in sports. So this was the start where I was.
So already, as you were also playing at a very young age, you were also like very familiar with failure actually. And I think failure is even like a bad from work with this. Such failure, losing is just, normal part of tennis. So how do you overcome actually losing? What kind of mindset you need for this? How do you like continue going forward?
I think one important point is to see a bigger picture behind all of it. Because if you, especially with junior players, if you do it for a couple of years, even if you don't make it on the tour, you really earn money with it. You really grow as a person. You know how to handle stressful situations. You know how to handle failures. You know how to keep going and keep working, even maybe if you don't feel like it. And this is very helpful for the rest of your life.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think it actually really grows the character, and anybody who has been an athlete at a young age will come out of this stronger and is ready to take on any kind of challenge. So you have been in sport your whole life. And I also know that at some point you switched more into this mindset coaching in addition to, coaching tennis players, because I know you also did the same certification that I did, like the Holobody and the 10X. So how did you get into even deeper into the coaching world?
I'm a big Mindvalley fan, and I think I was with Mindvalley from the beginning. So
more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's a plan.
I consider myself as being a learner. So whenever I am interested in some topics, I try to get as many information as I can get. And they came up with different kind of, video teachings. So I enjoyed their programs already. And then during the lockdown, they came up with the first certifications to be a Mindvalley coach. And the first one was called Holobody. Or was it the first one, I guess?
Yeah.
And
I didn't do the first.
Okay.
I started like a year ago, so maybe.
Okay. I did the first one, and it was very interesting how your mind is connected to health, to holistic health, also to fitness. So, and like I said, I'm being a learner. So then they came out with the next certification. This was the 10X Fitness Protocol. I tried it out for myself. I absolutely loved it because I'm someone. I do a lot of stuff at the same time. So I cannot imagine to go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week for 90 minutes because I don't have the time for it. So they came out with this 10X fitness protocol. They researched for 5 years and it's really working. It's working 100%. I spent twice 15 minutes a week going to the gym. That's it. So I really enjoy this short period. I go there. I connect my gym time to mindfulness. So I usually do the workout with closed eyes. I try to feel my muscles. I try to enjoy it. So for me, going to the gym, it's not like stressful situations or it's like pushing myself every time, because we humans, there will be days where you wake up and you don't feel empowered. You don't feel like this is the right day to push myself to the limit. But with this program, you can enjoy it by maybe putting on less weight than you usually do. You get the feeling that you did something for your body. This helps you to build a relationship with your body, because this is, for me, the most important thing if you want to take care of your health. If you build a good relationship with your body, you make better decisions. You give your body what it needs. You will make better food choices. You will automatically walk more, take more stairs, take your bike instead of a taxi. And if you put these pieces together, you create a lifestyle for yourself, which takes care of your health on autopilot. So for me, it's not that I need to wake up and think, what do I need to do today that I get stronger, fitter, healthier, whatever. So if you start building it slowly by building this relationship with your body, it some kind gets automatic. And this is what you are looking for, because you don't want to think about it every day, because there's so much stuff going on in your life, and you are free to make different choices without getting stressed out. Take care of yourself.
I think we need to actually also going into this the more zero resistance habits that we also both learned in the Holobody program, I think. So is it? Am I on the right way? Are you referring to the zero resistance habits? Like you're doing things like on autopilot and they become a natural part of you.
100%. I create a program which is called "Let Me to Great Today."
I know this sentence from the.
Yeah. And in this program, I use the holistic health part, the 10x fitness part. I add a lot of mindset I learned from my whole life. I also use hypnosis. I'm also a hypnotherapist.
Oh wow! So you have very many different approaches.
Yes, and I like strategic thinking. It's similar to hypnosis, but some people are not say keen enough to try out hypnosis. So for them, we add strategic thinking. And because we were sitting here in Barcelona, I also made a sports psychology certificate with the well-known football club here, the FC Barcelona. They have some institution called Barcelona Innovation Hub. So I try to take the combination of all of these certificates and try to help people in a very easy, enjoyable, and quick way by putting together these parts of the program, which fits to the lifestyle of the person who is coming with me.
So it's also like very personalized, and you actually take into consideration the needs of a specific person.
Yes.
It's not like one program fits everybody. It's like you're also like tailoring the custom needs.
Yes, and that's to come back to the zero resistance habits. There is no forced stuff. I know, for example, from companies, they put in some trainers and the whole company is forced to do yoga in the morning. But if you're forced to do yoga in the morning and you don't like it, you don't get the same outcome. Because whatever you do as a human being, without liking it, you react differently. For example, for me, I don't like running. I don't enjoy it. I know you are a runner.
Yeah.
I never get this runner's high. I don't feel good after it. So if you walk around here, especially on the beachfront here in Barcelona, you see a lot of joggers. But if you take a deeper look into their eyes, I guess 80% of them just do it because they think they have to do something to get a healthier lifestyle, but they don't enjoy it. And if this is getting stressful, your body creates cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And usually if there is too much stress hormones in your body, what's happening after the jogging is that you come home. The stress gets you the information that you should eat something, because we humans are, when we are under stress, we often eat something to calm ourselves down. So if you run a lot, but after that you eat more than you usually should eat because of the stress hormones in your body, then whatever you've done in running has no effect if you're doing it for getting fitter, losing weight or whatever.
The funny thing actually with me is that whenever I go for like a longer run, I don't want to eat for maybe 1 or 2 hours after the run.
Okay.
And especially if it's like a race. So yeah, like when I was like still doing like full marathons, like 42 kilometers, like was like 3 hours, 4 hours. I didn't even want to eat like 2 hours, 3 hours after the race because I was like, body was just in a different kind of state. I was like, I don't want food. Just give me some water, something to drink, but I didn't want to see the food. So sometimes I maybe ate a little bit in the morning of the marathon. And then I didn't eat anything for like 6 hours. Okay, in the marathon, you'll have all these energy gels, you have like the sport drinks on the road, but this is just one sip, but one very little amount. And during the marathon, I think I was also tracking with the watch. I burned like 2,500, 3,000 calories. That is just like, oh, I don't want to eat. But hunger arrives for me at least maybe 3-4 hours after the finish line. And I said, okay, I want food. But immediately I'm like, my body's still like in a different kind of state here.
But I think you need to draw a line between you doing it as a competition, you were doing it, to run a marathon for 3 to 5 hours. That's like, a big thing to do, a big goal to reach. But if you combine this with someone who sits in the office maybe for 8 days, these people come home and they think, no, I have to do something for myself. Then they go for a jog for 30 minutes. In their brain, they are not really free because they think about different stuff they need to do for the next day, for the next working day. And then they rush through it. So they don't get this, feeling of competition. They don't get this feeling of, this is especially for me because I enjoy. So then these are the runs where the stress hormones are coming up.
So what would you recommend anybody sitting in an office for 8 hours a day? What would you recommend them to?
Honest answer, don't sit for 8 hours a day. So whatever you can, take every possibility to get out of your chair.
Yeah, micro workouts,
You can add micro workouts.
Yeah,
just standing there, get a standing desk maybe. And, whenever people are starting to work with me, and a lot of them are working in offices, I encourage them to, if they're expecting a longer phone call, for example, or if they expect a phone call they are not really happy to take on, then they should take the phone call while they are walking. Because this gives you some steps in, you are not sitting. And usually if you start walking, your brain releases calmness. With this calmness, make better decisions. You also activate your you activate your problem solving mode. And with this in mind, you do a lot of good stuff at the same time. And what's also happening when you go for a walk, your eyes move laterally free. This gives your brain the feeling that everything is in order. Yes. So, and whenever you have the feeling that all is good, you are much more relaxed, and this also increases your metabolism.
Yeah, I don't get it. Also, like whenever I travel, I'm always like walking around it, like a lot. I'm also moving around the Barcelona on foot. I only took the metro when I had to go like to the, I don't know, very far end of Barcelona, but usually I'm just walking around because I really enjoy this. And I think it's also like a good way to explore the city. You actually get at the vibe of the city and you kind of start understanding what it would be like to kind of live here. And I know that you also like kind of travel a lot. So how to keep active when you're like traveling? Is it easy for you?
For me, it's rather easy now because I worked on myself to have this autopilot healthy lifestyle. Also here in Barcelona, I go twice a week to the gym. I walk a lot. I also love to explore and enjoy the city, without direction. You just enter some small streets and then you turn left and right and whatever comes up. So I get a lot of steps in. And I think usually when you're traveling, you always get a lot of steps in.
Yeah.
And so that's one part which is very good. What I do for myself, because when you're traveling, you usually have some late food or you meet some friends late at night, especially in Barcelona. The life starts not before 10 p.m. Everything is happening very late. So you have some late dinner, some late drinks. Then, if I had a late dinner, I usually skip the breakfast. So
is it like intermittent fasting? That's something that you do like regularly?
Yes.
You have like certain rhythm already?
Yes, I try to do this because it just feels good. And if you try it out just for 1 week, you start feeling lighter. Yeah. And I want this feeling of, the lightness and not, being full all the time.
Yeah, I want to do it. Yeah. So yeah, I follow this 15-9 kind of pattern, and I feel this one works for me the best. So 15 hours of not eating, and usually this means that I stop eating sometime between 6 and 7 in the evening and start eating 9 in the morning, because I kind of also wake up like 6 a.m. in the morning and go to bed 10, 11. So I'm still in my old rhythm, not in the Barcelona rhythm. At some point, Barcelona wanted to swallow me whole, and I was going to bed at midnight, but I was like, that was not really working for me. So I have switched back to my own natural rhythm, because this works for me the best.
Okay, that's good.
And I can still enjoy the life. I can still like meet the people like during the day somehow. Or like, okay, maybe even 8 p.m. is like the maximum for me. After this, I'm like 10 p.m. You never know, like I'm dead. But it's like, you know, everybody finds their own solutions.
I think that's one of the most important things, you know?
Yeah, your own stuff.
You need to find your lifestyle. You need to find the lifestyle you feel good about, and not someone else is telling you.
Yeah, I think when I was first in Barcelona, I was going to bed after midnight. I was like, okay, I'm not in my own rhythm. I don't feel so good. So now I got back into my own. I'm like, oh, that's great. And they're talking about the food in Barcelona. Whenever I walk around, I see like a lot of white bread. Oh, they're just eating only bread and croissants. I don't know. How do you find the food here? Have you found like any food options? The choice.
I do it for myself, and this is one big part. I work with all the people who want to work with me. It's I call it like food freedom. And
is it like a wild fit? Mindvalley?
It's similar to the wild fit idea, but for me it's more you create habits to eat high quality food only. This does not mean that I never go somewhere and have a croissant, especially like you said here in Barcelona. It's on every corner and they look so delicious.
Yep.
And sometimes I have to force myself to just walk by, honestly. But I think it's also nice, you know, to sit somewhere, have a coffee or a nice cuadrado, like they have it here in Barcelona.
Oh, yeah, I love this. They have like very dense coffee days.
Yeah, and enjoy one croissant. So for me, as I'm handling it for myself, I divide food in nutrition and in some kind of happy food. So if I go there and say, okay, this croissant is for me the happy food now, it's completely fine to have it. But for the rest of the day, I try to eat nutritious food, which really fuels my body. And there are some places you find very good food here, like the Honest Greens.
Oh yes, I tried it yesterday. That's amazing.
It's a chain where they have biological food, a lot of salad, not a lot of carbohydrates. You can choose when you order double salad or salad and bread. So that's one good option to take double salad. And it's also something I just recommend for everyone to try out. Eat high quality food for 1 week and just look what's going to happen.
Yeah, you will start craving it. I think it was on one podcast when I was talking about they had like some kind of experiment when they had these meat and potato guys eating like salad, but I made it for 2 weeks. And actually this salad, this greens, this is something that the bacteria in the gut wants. And I also started eating more salad. And at some point, even in the supermarket, I find myself reaching for the salad because the bacteria in my gut is saying, you want the salad because it's food for them. And if you do it for a few weeks, the body starts asking for it already. I already feel it, okay, I need this salad. I used to not really like this green part. But now I'm like, okay. Even like I was in the supermarket this year, I kind of like heard the bacteria whispering, get the salad, yeah. So I think everything can be, you know, practiced and you can build like habits.
So it's just, you know, you have to try it out on your own and see what's going to happen. And there is also, you can try it out for your next meal. If you go for something which is not considered, you know, nutritional food, eat it and see how you feel 15 minutes after you cook.
Yeah, and like
if this is the feeling you really want to have in your life, go for it. You know, there is no obligation that you have to take care of your health. There is a lot of information out there. Everyone has the free choice to do whatever he or she wants to do, and then you go for it. It's just you need to be open-minded. I usually work with people who have a growth mindset. This means they are open to experiences, to do stuff, and I encourage them to do different kind of exercises and just see how they feel. You know, because we humans, we don't run on logic, because the logical side tells us, okay, we should eat this, do this sport, don't smoke, don't drink. But logic does not help us.
No.
So you have to try it out, see how you feel. And if you feel good or better than compared to doing something different, why you should not choose the better one or the better option.
Yeah, because you want to feel good, you want to have energy and be productive. And because if you feel good, you can also enjoy more of the life around you, especially when traveling, and there are so many different things to do and see.
Yes. And then for me also, the funny thing is, people are used to eat comfort foods. But the more comfort food you eat, the more uncomfortable your life gets. So I'm not sure if this is what you want to have in your life, but it's some kind of choice. And I know the food companies, they really try to fuck us. I don't know if I can say this on the podcast. They put in sugar everywhere to get our dopamine running and we eat this stuff, and they just give a shit if we are unhealthy or healthy. They just wanna, let's say, build a food lifestyle, in which you eat 5 times a day without even needing so much food. And the only goal is, make them rich. There is no other goal behind the scenes. And especially if you go to supermarkets, 80-90% of the food you get is not high quality food. So
yeah, I think on another podcast I heard this term ultra processed. So we have 3 different levels. The first one is low processed, so the raw fruit, raw meat, and the second one is processed. So even cheese is already processed. If you just buy that mozzarella, it's already processed because the milk has been put into a bowl or into some other cheese shape. And this is still kind of okay, but there's also this ultra processed food that has additives, flavorings, colors, additional sugar, flavor enhancers, and whatever kind of stuff. So, and I think the thing that we need to actually eliminate is the ultra processed food, or reduce as much as possible, because this way you can actually eat better. And this is what the food companies are growing. And I also read one book, and this one written by somebody who was actually working with these food companies. And, they are actually testing what's the crispiest version of a chip. What type of chip that sells the best. So they're actually listening to the different crunches, and they are fine-tuning it. So it could be, I think, big. So the food has been designed in a way that you just don't have more of it. And all this ultra-processed food is actually designed in a way that it doesn't really have these actual nutrients. And if you just eat maybe this ultra-processed food, your body is still hungry. You still get the vitamins, the minerals, nutrients it actually needs. And then it just eat more and more and more. But if you eat this wholesome food, this beautiful, less processed food, you actually need less calories of this because it fills you up better, because it gives you the nutrients that your body actually needs.
yes.
So yeah, let's just eat some beautiful food and everything will be much better. But of course, it's always a choice.
It's always a choice. I think that's, whenever people start working with me, that's almost ever the first thing we work on, because without this energy you can create, or if your energy is low all the time, there is no way that you go and start working out. There is no way that you open up your mind to make more out of your life. So that's always my first go-to change this.
So you start the food.
Usually with the food, and it's about you can let your health journey be seen as the start of your life transformation.
Because it actually transforms the whole life. You have more energy to do anything.
That's it.
So it's not just about the body, it's about everything.
It's not even about the body alone, because if you have better nutrition in your body, it's also connected to your brain. There is a cybernetic loop between brain and body. So if you eat shitty food all the time and you are tired, you have brain fog, then this will lead to a different kind of decision making, and a different kind of decision making will lead to a different outcome during the day. So to get this connection running, you need to increase the energy of your brain and your body.
So if you make better, so if you already make better food choices, you also make better life choices.
100%.
That's a very powerful connection, actually. So what kind of people do you work with right now?
I usually work with people who have a growth mindset, who are open to new stuff, who are successful in their life, and who wanna create a better lifestyle to enjoy life. And if you go through the program, we create a lifestyle which is easy and enjoyable without doing forced things like we spoke before.
So it's for anybody who wants to grow and who wants to have a better life, but without any forcing and pushing.
Yes.
It comes very naturally. Does it matter where the people are from, or are you also worldwide everywhere?
I do it mostly online.
Online.
So I'm not fixated on a particular country or whatever. So online you can do whatever you like.
Yeah.
So at the moment I'm working with someone in Canada. I'm working with someone who plays tennis for a university in the United States. I'm working with someone from Cyprus. So they are all over, and I like this multicultural thing.
Yeah, and also you will have some familiar faces everywhere. Actually.
Yes.
So where can actually people find you online?
I have a website which is called Let Me Do Great Top Today.
Great name.
I emphasize very much on the today part because today is all we have. Because humans, we attempt to, whatever we do, we try to attempt to control a particular outcome. But if you really look deeper into this topic, then we get an awareness that we cannot control the outcomes. So this is we get rid of the myth of control. And by using this method, you are concentrating on your day, which is ahead of you. You try to do your best with the tools you've got, and then you go for it. And if you reach the goal for the day, wonderful. If you don't reach the goal for the day, wonderful. The only question is, how did you grow? How did you enjoy it?
Sounds like there's
Yes, I'm a big fan of Silja Morale. It's for me, one of the most inspiring persons.
So like whatever you do, it doesn't matter, the outcome doesn't matter, but you need to grow.
Because you cannot control the outcome. Yeah. And you see examples of this everywhere. I have also worked with a lot of people in sports, and especially in tennis, because I have a tennis background. You try to work hard every day, and there is a match tomorrow, and you try to control every shot, every serve, every tactical side. But maybe you wake up tomorrow morning and you don't feel well. Maybe you go on court tomorrow morning and something's happening to your technique and you tense up, and with a tense body, you don't swing freely. Or you go on court and the opponent has her or his best day of his life, and they have some lucky shots as well. So there is no control that you can go out there and say, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow, and this is my plan, and this is what I'm doing, and this is how I succeed. So if you get rid of this idea and you step on court without having the feeling to control everything, this actually frees you up. It's a long process to work on, but if it frees you up, you will see that your body moves differently. Your shots are more flowing, if you say it like this. And if you move freer and hit the balls more easy flow behind it, the quality of the shots will increase.
Yes,
with this increased quality, the chances you are winning are much higher than if you play in a tense mode.
So, like you said, your main motto is like, let me do great today. So, how are you doing great today? What are you doing today?
For example, this morning, because I know that we are going on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I made some note yesterday, and I woke up, and what really helps me is when I get out of bed, when I stand up, I just tell myself, let me do great today.
Yeah.
And this opens you up for, positive thought processes. So whatever comes up, you just go for it and do it. Now there is no overthinking, and be open to what's going to happen. And at the same time, I train myself that, there is no control. So I'm not coming here and try to control what's going to happen exactly. And I try to control them. I have to talk about this, or you should ask me these questions. So if you just be open, what's ever happening, it's happening. You just go for it. So that's maybe the quickest and easiest morning routine you can do. Because in my opinion, a lot of people, they are talking about morning routines and stuff like this. I don't like it because I don't want to be forced to stand up for the next 2 years and do the same thing again and again and again and again. You can have a lot of options or varieties of routines, and whatever feels right at this morning, feel free to do it, but don't do something someone else tells you to do without having the positive feeling to it connected.
Okay. So you like flexibility,
freedom, flexibility. It's very important for me.
Yeah, and you can even have some flexibility in your routine because you have like maybe certain elements, but every day you wake up and then you decide, okay, what do I need today? And then just combine everything that you know.
Yes.
Because like you said, you are forever learning, you have this growth mindset, so you're always like, sucking in like new information. And then you can just, I think also if you have like a lot of input, at some point you can actually very confidently improvise and do whatever because you already have all the knowledge.
Yes, and you try to get, you find out a lot of different things which are working for you, and then you pick the stuff you like. So maybe, sometimes it's just, you don't want to move in the morning, you don't want to do anything, but you sit down and maybe journaling about some ideas, some sorts. If this is 5 minutes, that's it. So feel free to do whatever you like to do. And without this planning, this also opens you up if you wake up in the morning to be spontaneous and to be creative. Because if I go to bed and I know exactly what's happening tomorrow, it's not the same like if you wake up and let some creativity coming in, then you go for a day.
Okay, wonderful. So is there anything else that you would like to add for the listeners, viewers? Anything that we didn't touch upon?
There is nothing in my mind now. I think we talked about a lot of stuff.
Amazing. So let's do great today then. And thank you
Sure.
very much.